Okay, hello. All right, so some people were confused. This is the link. This is where we're supposed to be. I just leave it there until I'm organized enough to get started. So I'm here. I'm just going to wait for some of you to come in because that's the other thing as well, is that people got to come in, of course. So let's see. So a couple of people were confused about the link, but it's right here. I'm going to move my computer in just a second. Welcome. So let me know if you can hear me and all is good. As I get myself organized. Lisa, good morning. Thank you for coming in. I'm just getting myself organized here. There we go. So hopefully this is finding you well. Hey, okay, so people are getting it. Here we are. Patty's like, is there a different link? No, this is the link. Good. Thank you to my husband for letting me know that it sounds good. Thank you. Good morning, Eliza. So it is Saturday morning, of course, the 14th. And we're going to do some readings and talks, etc. And tonight we're going to do an auction. And I really hope that you guys can be there for these auctions because we're going through a lot right now, like everybody else. And really like to feel the support that's there. J-Rock, happy Saturday. Hello, Canary. Thank you so much. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm probably going to do some cards with the Lenormand and the tarot together, but I also want to do some angel cards as well. And of course, I've got the sun coming through the trees outside, so that's how that is as well. Welcome. And at the very end of this today, I'm going to take questions for donations. So whoever makes a donation will get a question answered as well. Loved everything. Fantastic. Awesome. I do love to hear that people got their packages and they love them. We love that. Red crystal. Okay. Yeah, sounds like it. I have got one, I think. So, good morning. Elma. Elma. Oh, hi. Welcome. So, yeah, so at the end, I'll be on the hot seat, as they call it, and, well, as I call it. And if you make a donation, then I will be answering your questions. So I'll be doing that for about 10 minutes as well. Good morning. I'm also going to be offering some different readings at my website, BDevine Online. And now you can also order really inexpensive cards, tapestries for your walls like this one behind, toys for kids, things for animals, all sorts of things that we have worked out, lamps, salt lamps, all kinds of stuff. So you'll be able to look at the different things that are on both websites. And they're going to be a lot cheaper because they will take about 30 days to get to you. So if you're shopping for Christmas or birthdays or whatever, you want to give yourself like 30 days, but get lots of savings on the price as well. Good morning, Morgan. Hi, Jennifer, Patty, everybody. Okay, so everyone's coming in. Awesome. Thank you. So, yeah, tonight's auction. At the end of this today, I will take questions for donations. Yeah, we're just going to have a talk about the energies because of the Lions Gates started to close down on the 12th. It will continue to be there until the end of August. So we have a lot of energy that we're working through, but it's not going to be as intense. All right. So we will look at those things as well. All right. So, yeah, new readings. I've decided to start to, it's like you can still get a tarot reading or something like that, but it's going to be more ascension work, more lights codes, more channeling work in those readings. So you'll not only get a message, sort of like your reading, but you'll get a channeled message as well. So I'm just trying to be out there as much as I can, and I appreciate all of you for helping to spread the light by sharing these videos, because as you all know, people who are trying to do the right thing and, spreading a great message are squashed right now. So I need your help to help me to get out there as much as I can, because the numbers just don't add up from what I'm seeing. So, trying to be here as much as I can, trying to be on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook as often as I can. I'm on Rumble as well at BDevine Online, so you can find me on there. I'm trying to do more there. And there'll be courses. I decided to do the channeling course very inexpensively for you, so please email me if you're interested in that, and it'll be on a platform that you can watch it, download it, all that sort of stuff as well. So a lot of things coming, but I do need your help and assistance in getting the word out and trying to beat this squashing of the people of the lights that many people have been going through themselves, okay? And I will just continue to be here and bring guidance, information, lessons, achievements, activations, webinars, meditations. You'll get free readings and all that sort of stuff. But I am going to ask for help and assistance as we go forward, just to push it out there more, because people really need something right now. Everybody is panicking, so everybody is stressed, okay? So I'm going to address a couple of things very carefully. I'm going to also help you to with some readings and things today that we're going to do with the cards, but really wanting to address this we're screwed energy that I keep seeing all over everywhere. So everyone's like, oh, we're doomed, this is going to crap now. Australia's in a terrible prison colony state, and it's just going to get worse and worse. And I just keep hearing people saying all this stuff, right? It's not, okay? So I want to talk about these things and what's going on and what I sort of feel not allowing information to be accessed. Exactly, Katie. Now with me, okay, so I'll just explain it. There's 70,000 people on Facebook. Only 10 people, 15 people come to my live shows. 10, 15 people. How does that work out, right? 40,000 here on YouTube because they keep messing with my numbers. And how many have we got? We've got 19 right now. We've got 19 people right now out of 40,000 people. Do you see what I'm talking about? How is this? This isn't normal, okay? I know there's a lot of people that are not in the chat that are just watching, which is cool as well. But still, even if there was 200 people, the numbers aren't there, right? So Marissa says they give in when they think they're doomed. It's not good. I know. All I hear is we're screwed. United States is screwed. Australia's screwed. The whole world's doomed. It's going to end. It's this, it's that, the other. No, it is. We are in this psychological warfare. Been in it for a while. I watched the original one, but I couldn't get through it. It kept removing the sound. You see? So then I've uploaded it again without the rest of the talk, just the meditation. So hopefully you got that, J-Rock. If you're on Patreon, you will get things that are in the raw file as well. So you'll be able to listen to meditations and stuff. But this is all going to end. So let me just say that the darkness that have been in control of the dark leaders have been destroyed. Okay, so I don't want to get into that too much, but let me just say that there are energies that control what the governments are doing. The governments, the politicians do as they are told. Okay, but there are no big bosses anymore. Let's put it that way. They've been destroyed, which means that this is why we are noticing a panic in the media, a panic in the different countries. Oh, we're just going to do this, or we're just going to, lock this down and lock that down, right? And freaking out people as well. So this is because they have no direction. They have no money keeping them going, because they all got paid to do what they're doing, right? So there's no dark money. There's no black money. There's no like media that's going to keep this going, because if you imagine that someone is, if you imagine if you were hypnotized on a stage, you know how people run around like a chicken, right? They're completely hypnotized and they're under a spell, right? Let's just put it that way. They're under this spell. What happens when the magician is gone? What happens when the magician is gone? The person wakes up and like, oh, what was going on? Where have I been? What's been happening? Don't know where they are, right? That's what's happening now. And you're going to see more and more and more people who are in control, confused, okay? They don't know what they're doing because there's no more direction. Now, this is far out there for a lot of people. Oh, there is none of this. But I'm sorry that there's been corruption on this planet, one level or another, for the longest time. Okay, you only have to look back in history and see, that there's corrupt leaders, all right? And this has been happening for a long time. Now, when we were telling you, like we've been doing all these channelings and we've been doing all this work, okay, the light has won. This is what is meant, that there had to be stuff that was taken care of behind the scenes, really taken care of behind the scenes. And it took a while, okay? There's a lot of it. There's a lot of people giving in to the pressures as well. There's a lot of people that do the whole doom and gloom thing. Oh, well, we're just screwed and everything's going, and this is it. It's like they don't look outside of themselves at all. They just go into the panic in every part of their life, right? Anyone that's trying to help you to stop doing that is going to be squashed. Anyone that's trying to help you to be strong and face stuff and not, don't give in to things that you don't want to do, right? They are going to be squashed right now. But as I said, all this behind the scenes stuff has been destroyed. So because of that, you're going to have to hang in there a little bit longer. But because of that, it's going to create the truth to come forward, because those people are no longer under a spell. The media, CNN, MSNBC, I don't care, I'm going to say it. All of those people have been under a spell, just touting all of this rubbish to people to get everybody upset and angry with each other where there never was a problem before. Creating a problem that didn't need to be there to cover up what was really going on behind the scenes, right? And we have to be, and stand up for ourselves, as Marissa says. Now, Marissa and I are going to have to do a video at some point. Marissa's in a wheelchair, and she pushes against, people with all of their excuses all of the time, and tries to be the best person that she can be, and tries to help other people, and tries to all these different things to better herself, And then you see people that just would rather complain and not do anything, right? This is what's been, and that's frustrating to someone who's in a wheelchair. Can you imagine? She's like, I'm in a wheelchair. You're quite able to do stuff, and you don't do anything other than complain, right? Yeah, and Marissa and I will do some kind of recorded video and talk about stuff, right? And hey, everyone. So welcome to coming in. And to me, I never gave a crap about anyone's health and what they were doing with their health. It was none of my business, right? I didn't go into a movie and think, well, I wonder who has AIDS in here. I wonder if they've had their medication. I wonder if there's a psycho in here and they are off their medication. Whoever did that? And now we've got whatever your medical beliefs are is challenged as well and hated against, and this, and you're an idiot, and you're this, and you're that, and whatever. When did that ever be a thing for us? When was it any of our business what anyone does in their private life? Now it's right out there in the open, right? But I mean, I would never go to a restaurant and just look around the room and wonder if there was one person out there that had some kind of something contagious. I mean, when you're in the toilets or something, you're going to put the thing down so you don't get warts on your butt or something, right? But you're not thinking, I wonder who in this room is, contagious. It's ridiculous, right? And how ridiculous do we want to be? I like green crystals. Oh God, you like green crystals? Wow. What about the red crystals? Well, I didn't say I didn't like red crystals either, but I do like green crystals. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's getting that pathetic. So all we can do is understand the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that yeah, of course I'm still having why wouldn't I have a YouTube channel? I'm right here live. Okay, that's not going anywhere. What I'm saying is that I need all of you to help with spreading stuff. So some people are saying that they have problems seeing stuff. They don't hear this or they don't hear that. They've been putting ads in my meditations and stuff. I'm just like, what in the world? But I have to just keep on going forward, right? There's nothing that's going to stop me. Nothing, okay? I will just keep opening up more and more and more platforms. Going to go on to BitChute. I'm already on Rumble. I think there's another one, brand YouTube. There's that one as well. There's Telegram and all kinds of ones that you can go on as well. So it's all going to be, continuing for me. But we have to just get to a point where we're not listening to all this nonsense that's around us. And this is one of the biggest lessons throughout this whole psychological warfare that's been going on, is how strong are you going to be in the face of adversity? Or are you going to cave into peer pressure? Are you going to do as you're told? Are you going to continue to get scared all the time? Are you going to live in fear? Are you going to live in your truth no matter what it is? Do you have to spread your truth everywhere? I don't think you need to justify yourself or your beliefs at all. I think that's another thing too. There's the sun out of my face. So it's almost like that's the thing as well. It's like people feel like they need to justify stuff, right? Yeah, good. Notice on Patreon videos have a share button. Is it okay to share these with non-Patreon members? After they've been out, you can. So I just want to make sure my patrons get the first sort of look, but you certainly can if you want to after the fact. So after you've watched it, you can share it. Go for it. There's many people that can see the work that's there, the better. The thing about Patreon is that I really like is that I'm able to also do guided meditations for you, and you can go back and look back on all of the guided meditations, all of the webinars, all of the channeling sessions as well. Yeah, of course. So, you get a lot. Tomorrow we're actually doing a channeling live for patrons. Now, after the channeling, you guys can share that. So after you've had it first, you can share it if you want to. Excellent. Divide the population to mass psychosis to those right, exactly. So, but what's happened is that may be the agenda, Katie, like as we know, that may have been the agenda, but the thing is that all of the black is gone. So whatever was controlling those people like puppets, that's gone. That's why you notice certain people are like dazed and confused. I don't need to say who that person is that's always dazed and confused and doesn't know how to get into his own house and goes the wrong way off the path and walks all the way around and listens to what is repeated in his earpiece and then says, salute the Marines instead of actually saluting the Marines, right? So, we see this confusion. It's not just the United States. I'm seeing, like in Australia, obviously my 2 sons are there and my friends are there, right? Right? So my friends are in Australia and all of that. And it's like, not only is it like, okay, we're just going to lock down or whatever, the army are out. The police are arresting people without, who are out of their house more than an hour or something, and holding people on the ground. 12-year-old girls are getting arrested. 160 were forced to have that, the jab. So 160 teenage kids were forced to have the jab without parents' consent because they're over the age of 12 now. You see how dangerous this is? It's up to people what they do with their body, with their life, with their immune system. It's up to us what we do. It's nobody else's business, okay? And this is what's been going on. And so people are stirred up inside. People are freaked out. I've lost people after this, after they've had that medical thing. I've lost another person in Sydney. So, found dead. And the doctors aren't listening too when you go and you have side effects from certain things, okay? Again, having to be so careful because I don't want to upset anybody, especially my listeners. But, the truth is that this thing is killing people. And, nobody cares because you just got to have it because whatever. Anyway, that can get into too big of a rabbit hole for me to go into right now. But all of these things that we've witnessed, we've never seen before. All of this forced stuff that we've never seen before. All these mandates we've never seen before. All of these problems we've never really seen before like this, okay? All of this is going to end in a very big way because the main part of the whole message is that the darkness that was controlling everything is gone. Yeah. The other thing is like we can't force heal anybody either. We can't send like Eliza's saying, it's a lovely thing. We want to send healing out to the world and to people, and that's what we've done. But it's going to be up to them to receive it. Like, for example, there are people that need help with spirit possession, and like they're in a bad way, and they won't, their parents or their family members are like, oh, Becky, please help this person. I can't unless they actually accept it, right? I can't do anything for them unless they want it, as hard as that is. So we can focus on, continuing our work with the lights. Okay. So we work with the light. We have to imagine that the work that we've done has already taken effect, and it has. There are some people that are going to make choices, even though they know they shouldn't, and they might be pressured to do stuff or whatever it is. We have to also respect them and their decisions as well, as even though it's really hard for us to fathom some stuff. We have to imagine if you are forced to take this, in your arm, let's say, for example, that you are focusing on it just flushing right out of your system, and really working on this. I'm really against anyone being forced to do anything against their will. Like, I don't want to force anybody to, do any spiritual work. You guys are here, though, so obviously you want to, right? So there's a fine line with, pushing an agenda on somebody, etc., and doing things out of fear, which is what we've been seeing, right? The governments, etc., around the globe, we did a special meditation when we were doing the 5 days of angels. There's an angel called Kaliel. This particular angel is silver with a huge big sword, kind of like Archangel Michael, with the justice. And we did a clearing on the leaders around the globe, because that's what this particular angel does, to put light around the situation, to pull away any darkness that didn't need to be there. And there were things that people got in visualizations of this particular, angel doing this work, where it was like, my husband said, it was like just sludge just coming off the people. So it's not the people's fault so much, right? They have been under this forced control as well, with all these leaders and stuff. They've been under forced control. They've been forced to do what they're doing. Yes, they probably took a lot of money to do it, but it's like there had to be some kind of threat in order to do what they're doing to humanity as well, right? So when we worked with this angel Kaliel, and I really ask you, I'm going to do another meditation for you guys here on YouTube as well to focus in on this. Because after we did this, a couple of weeks ago, the end of July, everything has changed in August. The message was that things were going to get worse before they got better, because it scrambles. So when darkness doesn't have a hold, it scrambles to make it look like it still is in control, right? It scrambles around to make it look like that. And so if we give into, oh my God, this is still happening, and oh, it's just going to be terrible. If we give into that, if we start being negative about it, we give it more power again. So what we have to continue to say is, I don't care what seems to be. My focus is everyone connecting again, everybody filled with light, everybody abundant, everybody happy, no more judgments on each other. No more picking on things and, focusing on people who may, they may be thinking something. Wow, they must be thinking that. That is just ridiculous. To be labeled because of your thoughts or what you might have thought or what you might be thinking later on. That's ridiculous. And that's what we've seen as well. People assuming things because of who you are or what car you drive or whatever, assuming who you are, that's all got to stop. So we focus on our ascension, upliftment, clearing, freeing ourselves, sending light around the globe, asking for the justice to be taken care of, and also for a lot of love to be sent to even into the negativity, because it hates it. Anyone who's negative hates it when you're loving, right? So anyone who's negative and hates you and is sending you all of this crap, right? They can't stand it when you do not respond, okay? Or you don't respond in the way that they want you to. If you respond with lots of love and support or say nothing at all, it drives that energy crazy. And so it's the same even in these larger platforms. It's the same. They can't handle not being heard. They can't handle no reaction from people, right? Having no reaction. And they can't handle that we know, right? It's like a bully losing its power and, having nobody to suddenly pick on, because all of us are just like, we're not listening to that crap. We're standing together. We love each other. We don't hate each other. We're not racist. We're not hateful people. We're not judgmental people. We're loving people, and we're sick of being labeled as being this or that, or, even for myself, being spiritual. I get labeled as some kind of crystal ball psychic weirdo, oh, yeah, talks to the angels. She said, yeah, okay. Do you know what I mean? It's like, they label you as some kind of weirdo when I'm nothing like those things. But that's the label you get. That's why I didn't even want to call myself a psychic or a medium, because I didn't want to be labeled as strange or trying to predict someone's future or trying to tell someone what to do or trying to read someone's mind like everybody seems to think, right? It's not that way at all. When you're healing, people seem to think, oh, she thinks she's a healer. Oh, well, she can just touch people like Jesus, and that's the end of that. Another judgment. No, that's not what healing is at all. Healing helps you to arrive at a point of healing within yourself. A healer is supposed to hold the energy and help to hold that vibration to bring you into a place of healing for yourself, to help you understand your life lessons, to help you understand why you're here, to help you understand your soul stranding, to help you understand all the gifts that you have. That's a true healer. Not someone who says, okay, let me lay my hands on you and you're going to be done. Because that is not how it works. But that's what the world thinks. So you're already in these judged things. Like poor Marissa, she's in a wheelchair, as I said. So what do people think? And she's in a wheelchair, she can't do anything. She must have something mentally wrong with her. I'm sure she's heard all of it. She's not strong enough, she won't be able to have kids. And it's just, poor Marissa, I'm sure she's sick of that as well. And she's nothing like that. You should see this girl do workouts and stuff, and push herself. She actually stood up and, stood up out of her wheelchair for the flag, and, pledged allegiance to the flag standing up out of her wheelchair. Okay? So we have no excuse with what we're doing. None. And it starts with us, the people who don't want this, the people who are focused on love and light, the people who are focused on helping others. We always get tread on the most. Believe me, Exactly. So we have to create a new way of doing stuff. Instead of these old labels, as Katie Cat said, these old things. Well, you're a mum. Well, you had kids when you were young. Well, you do readings and you must be evil and God, you're going to hell. I'm sick of it, right? Thank you. Thank you, Joyful Living. That's lovely. So that's the sort of thing we want. We want people to be in that energy of the Lion's Gate, that we did that meditation together and all the hands were going up above the earth and creating a pyramid around it. Have we created some change? I think so, with all of this. So Marissa says the thing that frustrates her the most is people who assume everyone with a disability or everyone with the same color skin thinks and feels the same way. Exactly. We all have different lives, no matter what. Exactly. That's like what I'm saying, So if you have a disability, you all are sorry for yourself or angry with the world or have a chip on your shoulder. That's, what happens. Or people feel sorry for you. It's like the assumptions, of everything without getting to know a situation before making a judgment is the reality of most people in the lower fields that haven't focused on the ascension. I'm not saying that we're better than everybody else. We're trying to help everybody to get away from all that nonsense. And the people that are in that frustrated, fearful energy, right? They're trying to keep people with them also, right? So those who are in misery are trying to keep people, misery loves company, right? Trying to keep people around them. Now, those who are, trying to break out of those cycles are going to reach out and start looking at things differently. Yep. Lack of understanding. But what can end up happening, and this can end up happening with anybody who is in a place where people put a label on your head. Anyone who's in that place, no matter what it is, the thing that ends up happening is a bitterness, frustration, and anger, which ties us in with the lower energies. So it's almost like if there was nobody calling us names or whatever, but we're thinking that anyway, that we're being labeled, that we're being judged, we start getting more paranoid and then angry and frustrated at why would that happen. And then we lower our vibration and we've got to pull ourselves all the way up again. So you've got to also break the tie that pulls you back into that old way and continue to keep on rising up and up and up. Yeah. So that will also change because that has been there. Those control mechanisms have been there for the longest time on this planet, not just the last 2 years, but going back in history, the control, the division, the I'm better than you kind of attitude, or you think you're better than me, or you might be thinking that you're better than me one day, You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing just, it's useless. It's not helping humanity. It's useless to humanity. But on the same token, because of the work all of you have done, all of the focus that you've had over the years, all of the changes that you've made over the years, all of the meditations, all of the healing, all of the good light, all of the unconditional love that you've all done, it could have been a hell of a lot worse. Let's just put it that way, right? Everything that we're experiencing could have been 20 times worse than what it actually has been. But because of us and our light work and our focus and our understanding and our being kind to ourselves, being kind to others in the face of adversity, still pushing forward when, even when everyone's trying to knock us down, working through our fears, working through our past, working through the old ways of doing things, working through all of the judgments, working through all of the hurt, heartache, pain, issues that we've had with our body, and we've kept on working and working and working. And don't think that it hasn't gone unnoticed, right? Don't think that it hasn't gone unnoticed what you've been doing on your journey. This is your journey of the soul, nobody else's. Whatever decisions you make are yours to make. Whatever feelings you have are your feelings to have, regardless of what the world is trying to tell you. And the more that you can step into your own power and push forward for yourself, right? The more that you can do that, the more that you see less and less and less of all this nonsense. So what you're seeing right now is probably only a quarter of what's actually happening, because you've lifted yourself so much further, right? So it's really interesting to me that there are those who are out there and they are under the umbrella of being a light worker or whatever. And under that umbrella, they are feeding into the fear and feeding off of people's fear and making money off of people's fear as well. I want to help you to find your joy, your bliss, your purpose, your strengths, your everything that you could do, right? So it's like in one point in my life, there's going to be no money, so no world money. It's going to be like that for all of us eventually. And we'll be able to share our talents and gifts and barter in this way. There'll be no need. The information will be there, right? But making money off of someone else's misery is not good. It's not good karma for anybody. And this is what's been going on around the globe. It's making money off of people's misery, making money off of people's division, getting rid of certain classes of people so that only the elites can take over the world. If you don't think that's happening, it's not just happening now. It's been trying to be, this has been taking place, as Katie Cat said, centuries and centuries and centuries, where there's one dominant country or one dominant party and everybody else is frowned upon, right? So look at what's going on now and ask yourself, is this trying to be like one dominant sort of society and everybody else can go to hell? Is that what's happening? Well, that's what the agenda was, but now we've stepped past it. It's almost like there was a portal, okay? So just imagine there's a portal and it's all shining light, right? And it's like inside of the portal is this energy, and you can see this, and it's like right in the center of our reality, and we've stepped into it. So this portal has become kind of like a bubble or a wormhole. I was talking to my husband yesterday. I'm like, I have to create a wormhole where I can navigate around and do my work and not be discovered. And it's kind of like that. That's what we've kind of stepped into. All you who are listening have stepped into a new reality. So if you continue to look down at the old reality, you'll have to take those steps again to lift up into the new one, right? So stay in this high vibration. Don't give in to having no money or having ill health and, oh God, I'm sick. That is just a statement to keep you sick. Oh God, I need to do this, I need to do that, and I can't do that because of this, because of that. That's old, your worthless energy. Noticing those things is going to be extremely important. So this is why I've decided to change a lot of the readings that are going to be at my website, because I know that people need to be in the wholeness of who they are. And many of you are spread over these different dimensional timelines as well. And you're just spread thin. You're fighting over here, and you're, traveling over here, and you're doing something over there, and you're doing something over there, and you can't find your center balance. So we'll be doing a lot of that work in readings and things as well. Clearings, getting rid negative energy that's on you, right? And doing more ascension work and channeling work, etc. as well. So these are the things that I wanted to just sort of put out there. I need your help to share my work. Many people have said they can't see this or they can't see that. Share it anyway, okay? I'm going to be putting recordings up on YouTube, Patreon, Facebook, Rumble, TikTok. I'm on TikTok at BDevine Online. Help me get 1,000 people there so I can go live there and really put some light on the scene, right? I'm doing that, Instagram, all those things. I'm on all these platforms with so-called all of these people, and only, receiving a little bit of you following and being here on these lives and all this sort of stuff. So I just need your help to get out there more. Share the webinars, share things from Patreon after you've seen them, and I'll start sharing them here too after you guys have seen them. Because I want patrons who pay $5, $10 a month, $20 a month, whatever, to be able to see things first. And that's only fair, right? And they get their discounts and bits and pieces as well. But then share it, please, because there's a lot of work there. There's a lot of meditations. There's a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of training in all of these webinars. So I'm also going to be offering a training sort of with my husband. We're going to be talking with those of you who want to look and feel better and move into a high vibration and open your abilities through food and what you're eating and what you're drinking, and start to get into that kind of transitional stuff. We've actually created something that works really, really well. And it is based on a raw food diet. However, there's ways in which you can kind of have cheat days and how to do that in the right way as well. So we will be really explaining this in more detail. It will be a private webinar as well. And we'll probably give bits and pieces of information during the time anyway. We want to talk about it, so we'll be doing that as well. But right now, we're going to have a look at some of these cards. So when we do this, So when we do these cards, I want you to think of number 1 or number 2, of course. And these are going to be a mixture of Lenormand and tarot. I feel like my mission or my role as a spiritual guide on the earth is to really educate soul energy, to really educate you as a soul and talk to those pieces of your soul that are trying to help you, right? And bring you into that the most vibrant, abundant, happy state that you could ever be in. Because once you get in there, you don't want to leave. Okay? Awesome. So once you get into that bliss energy without being, fruitcake where you can't live in reality, but once you're in that bliss energy, I'm telling you, you're not going to want to get out of it. You're going to continue to promote it for yourself and others. So that's my mission, is to help you, to help yourself, to be the best you that you can be, All right, so I'm just getting these cards so that they're not upside down. All right. Well, we want to be able to function. That's what I mean. Like, I've met a lot of people that, do a lot of psychedelics and stuff, DMTs and things, and they don't seem to have come down properly from that, which I get. If you want to be there, that's awesome. So, like, I've done ayahuasca. I've done it twice, and it was life-changing for me, but that's all I needed, right? I just needed to say that I've done it, I guess you could say. I mean, my friend, he became a dolphin. That was kind of strange. So, excellent, Sophie. Thank you. If you're coming in, you can always watch the other stuff later. Yep. That was really interesting, and it was in a beautiful location as well. Location's everything when you do something like that, and you have to feel safe, of course. So it was all fully guided, etc. All right, so let's do the cards. Number 1 or number 2. Oops, I've just put these all the way upside down again. All right, I'm going to just sage very quickly. All right. So this week, I just wanted to tell people who are just coming in, tonight is auction, okay? My son, Corey, we had to rush him into a dentist because he's just about dying in pain. I mean, he's been in pain with his teeth for a super long time. We went in there and we got a huge bill on top of everything else. Because just about every tooth needs to be addressed in his mouth. And he actually had 3 of them taken out immediately yesterday because the pain was just going up into his, brain kind of thing. So, we're going to be working really hard in trying to help you all and bring extra things to you and doing more auctions, etc. at different times. And also, I just wanted to let you know that there are more things available on BDevine online, so you can buy cards and things. However, they're a little bit of a slow ship, but you'll be able to get a lot for the price of one. You normally spend about $28 per deck. You'll be able to get about 4 decks for that. So I know. So, the bill that we got is the price of a car. So we can't get a car now because we got to deal with this right now. I mean, this just happened right now. So I've had my dad, and all of that stuff that happened in June, trying to catch back up in July. Here we are in August, and there's another big whammy. It happens to all of us, right? So we are just doing the best that we can to make it extremely, like my husband says, making it positive. He's sort of looked at his life and like the choices that he's made to get his teeth to look like a sailor's teeth. He knows, he got lectured throughout his life, the choices that he's made. And it's probably helped him or inspired him to okay, I've got to do this, and this. And we all go through those sorts of things, right? But we're just sort of we get hammered with stuff as well, which is why I'm saying to you all, remaining positive, looking above it, telling yourself there's more where that came from, allowing the universe to take care of the big bill that you just had, hold it up in your hands and say, now take care of this. I'm going to die to see how you do this, right? So doing that, giving it up kind of thing, and you watch the solutions come in. Oh, so, very expensive day yesterday, but away we go. Okay, number 1 or number 2? Let me get the sage real quick. So as I said, tapestries and things like I've got on the back of the wall here, all different types of tapestries. Cards, oracles, rune stones and stuff as well. So really inexpensive. So we've got a whole lot on both stores, Rock and Gems and BDevine online as well. So if you're looking for Christmas stuff, maybe it's a good way to do it. All right. I'm giving this to all of you as well. Just allow yourself to be cleansed and cleared, asking for your spiritual light team to surround you. Hear the messages that you're supposed to hear. Uplifting your energy, taking away any pockets of pain or confusion. Remembering the light is taken over. There's no more mass control like we've seen. Only the little people still scurrying around like, what am I going to do now? Who am I going to answer to? Who's going to pay for this? People scurrying around like that in the governments. You'll see it. And people are going to start getting in big trouble for what they've done too. Yeah. My book's there too. My cards are coming over from Australia, so my Domino Angel cards are coming over. I know I've been saying this, but we've been waiting for the person to actually start packing all this stuff to send to me. My cards, extra crystals and things like that. I'm also going to be doing my mandalas and giving you a free crystal. So you'll get like a Lemurian crystal every time you purchase a mandala. So my mandalas are going to go down in price, so because I need to get them out there for the energy, right? So right now you can get like a really big one, and it's like $2.99. But I'm going to change all those prices just so I can get these mandalas out, and you'll get a free crystal. And they're made for you. All right. And I haven't done one this year, and I really need to do one. Okay, so I tested positive and need to be quarantined. I know, right? God's sake. No, it was more what was happening is that it was working out how much it was going to cost and the best way to do it. And then I finally had all that information together, and then we were waiting because the person sending it is working full time. So it's like for them to try to pack it all and get it all organized, it's been a lot, right? But we've now sort of gone to the next level with it all. So I know it's on its way. But yeah, who knows? I mean, we're just putting light around it at this point, as we said. Okay, so remember these are Lenormand cards. At the same time, we have Lenormand, we have normal tarot. Okay, so we're going number 1, then number 2. I know that drives some people crazy, but it saves number 2 waiting for half an hour to get their reading. Okay. You have, haven't you, Patty? Awesome. So, all right, are you ready? Number 1. So your first card is the Horseman or the Rider, but I've got to do a second card with it because it is Lenormand. So what's coming here is for number 1. This is talking about information that's going to allow you to, I'm just going to have to pull this down a bit, I guess. So information that's going to allow you to make decisions. Okay, so there's information that's coming, and it's coming very quickly, and it's going to allow you to move across these bridges that you actually created in your life. The other message with this is that there's a message coming very quickly about new opportunities, and perhaps there are a couple of them that are coming up for you, okay? When we see the Rider come up as your very first card, it's the first card in the entire Lenormand. So this is the beginning of something new for you, right? This is the beginning of a new way of doing things. And right next to it is the bridges, which aren't in traditional Lenormand. It's just in this particular deck. The bridges are there that you need to overcome. And the news is that there's going to be a way in which you can do that, okay? Most of the times when we're looking at cards and we're looking at things, it's really showing you places in your life that are either clear or blocked or about to be one or the other. Okay, that's kind of how it works. So in this instance for number 1, you're about to overcome something that perhaps has been quite a big block. in your pathway forward. Okay. The bridges here are also an indication of, I guess the word could be crossroads. Okay. But the answer is that the horse or the rider brings that way forward. So either you're listening to a good friend, or you're listening to one of these videos and suddenly you get the answers that you need. Whatever it is for you, it's very, very quickly coming forward. So the action steps that you need to take are to make sure that you are in that place of receiving, that you are in tune, that you are listening to your intuition, and that you're not giving into any fears or anything like that. Okay, because then the answer is going to be much easier. Also talks about random messages, random things that you come across, synchronicities that you have. So this is 1 and this is 3 and 8, so that's 11. So you've got 1, 1, 1 you might be seeing number 1. And then you chose number 1, right? So focus on what this might mean for you. A miracle's coming. Look at the rainbow. That always tells me. It could also be a parcel arriving, or an unexpected gift on its way, number 1. Okay. Number 2, you also have 2 Lenormand cards, and you also got the messages. So you have the owls first. The sunlight's really fighting with me. And you also have the swan or the hearts, the love heart kind of energy. All right. So trying to get it. Okay, I'll get it over here. So for number 2, you have the owls and you have the heart. So the owls are bringing you a message as well, as you can see. It has something to do with a relationship, number 2. Someone that you know, are connected with and love with, or you really care about. You know, this could also be a friendship. Unfortunately, the birds in this instance bring a message that's not always positive. So sometimes what it can be is gossip, or someone spreading a rumor, someone instilling fear on you, someone sounding like they are concerned when really they're just being meddling in your energy a little bit. Sometimes this comes out when people are actually just sending a psychic attack of hate, of jealousy, of anger, of frustration. Maybe because they're just those sorts of people anyway, or maybe they're just sad within themselves and they're jealous of your life. I can never understand the jealousy thing, because that turns into hate, right? So in this energy, there is news or information coming about a relationship. In some instances, this is just negative, you know, and we don't want to hear that, of course. But you may hear some negative news about somebody else, about someone else's relationship, or somebody just feeling like they have, it's like that energy where, you know, people just can't keep their mouth shut, you know, that kind of thing, where they've just got to say something to you. And it just feels a little bit annoying and condescending because of how far you've come. It's like when, you know, people still see me as little Becky, little psychic Becky. They used to do card readings when she was like 15 and, you know, read your palm and tell you your fortune. Some people are just like, oh God, you know, Becky's on YouTube. Oh, how sweet, you know, but really it's condescending, because it's like they don't want to watch it. You know, they don't want to listen to it. So they just think it's the same old way. Some people put you, number 2, in the same old category that they always used to put you in, right? Oh, well, if I do this, then this is how they're going to react. Oh, this is going to really upset them, so I'm going to say this, right? Or this is going to be really, you know, mean, and they're going to take it to heart because that's how they are, right? Without knowing how much you've grown and changed. So if some news comes forward and it's all negative and it's all, disrespectful and it's all sideways remark or it's passive aggressive or whatever, then you need to delete that energy. Okay? Cancel, clear, delete, they say. And, remove them from your friends list, because friends don't do that to other people. The energy of the heart is also about monitoring your feelings, number 2. So if you're going through physical pain, you have to look at the heart first. What's your heart doing? Are you grieving? Are you heartbroken? Are you sad? Are you focusing on the past? Are you wishing things were different? Are you thinking about how, you wish you had done something, or you wish you'd done this or that, or you should have done this or that, because your heart is out of balance in that way. And that causes the rest of your body, of your mind, of your soul to deteriorate very quickly, to balance this feeling up inside of itself. News may be of a negative or angry nature, so you must be prepared for that and stay strong anyway. Okay? All right. Back to number 1. I feel like I'm leaning down, but I have to because of the... All right, so we go back to just one card because it's tarot. And number 1, remember you had the messages coming in? Okay. All right, J-Rock. You can write to me later if you want, and I'll give you some clues on that. If a snake bites you in a dream or lashes out, you need to pay attention to who might have been around in your dream as well. Okay, so I died in my dream a couple of nights ago. Just so you know, I've died twice in dreams. And this second time it was me and Corey, and we actually drove off of a bridge accidentally. Like the bridge just ended and we were just over the other side of it, and that was it. And we were dead, or at least I was. But I still woke up in the morning. So maybe it was like a rebirthing or something, right? So number 1, you also have a very important card with the Emperor. So this, you see you have news coming about an opportunity. It may be about a work opportunity, okay? In one sense of the way. Another sense of the way is that this is a fatherly energy with the Emperor. And then there may be an opportunity for you to cross a bridge, okay, with regards to your own father or you as a father or a parent, okay? There's some kind of thing that needs to be healed, mended, resolved. And you've been thinking of all of these different ways in order to do that. But this is sort of saying that the answer is on its way. It's not going to be coming from you thinking about it and trying to fix it. It comes from you letting it come to you. It comes from you letting the universe help you, sort of thing. So there's an advancement here, number 1. You're advancing in your energies, and you're advancing in your work or progressing, but also you're progressing in a situation that you felt was very difficult to mend. So behind the scenes, this is actually fixing itself, okay? So when we speak about fatherhood, your own father or being a father, it can also just mean parenting in general and healing a part of your life that was connected to your parents. Because our parents, that's the bottom line, is our parents, are the reason why we are the way we are, the reason why we feel the way we do, the reason we have the emotions we have, because whatever they were feeling when you were being conceived is how you see your life. And if, as a parent, I used to look back at that and go, okay, when my son Corey was conceived, I had a lot of anxiety. So does my son. When my son Joshi was conceived, I had a lot of fear, and there was a lot of violence through that pregnancy towards me. And my son is like very, very fearful, and he lives outside of his body, And when my, third son was born, I was going through a time of grieving over a child that I'd already lost before this one. So it was like an expectation that he has to be perfect because of the expectation that I had that this was going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at when your own children were conceived and how your parents may have been when you were conceived, right? That's a whole other story. Then you start figuring out how you are, right? So, okay, so here we go. And the next one for number 2. So what was that? Leslie's here. Marissa says maybe an accident is coming that you're witnessing. Need to be careful so it isn't you. A warning of caution. Is that for me, Marissa, or for J-Rock? Right. So really examine the emotions behind your parents. Even if you're listening to number 2 was your number. What were your parents doing when you were conceived? What were you doing when your children were conceived? And that can help give clues at what needs to heal. See, these are things you're not going to get from some wooey, let me tell you fortune, crystal ball person. Okay. All right, so number 2, you have another Lenormand card and you have the dice, okay? Because we have the dice on this card and it's Lenormand, we have to do a second one. So you have the dice and the whip. All right. So the whip speeds up events. So there's something lucky coming in very, very quickly. But this is warning you, number 2, about arguments, possibly because of this information from this person who's supposed to be your friend. And anyone that decides that they need to tell you what to do and they need to correct you or they need to, I see some people that are on this list and you have people on your list on Facebook that are mean to you, right? You see? So you draw it in for the rest of your life until you get a hold of it like we are now. But see, don't retaliate to anybody who is trying to start an argument with you, number 2. Something very fortunate is about to occur in your life, okay? Focus on the positive and it will come in a lot quicker. But you are warned in this one to be careful of your temper. Oh, me, Marissa, yeah, probably. Something's about to happen, right? Kind of felt that for a while now. Got to be careful. Yeah, so something's coming quickly. This is the punishment card as well. So, you see all these old movies, okay? So there's no judgment from me. I don't care what anyone believes. But you see these things where they're like, shame, and smacking themselves with the whip. Like the priest might be having dirty thoughts, and then he's like, oh, God, I'm in trouble, right? It's that kind of thing. Don't punish yourself, all right? Or you're doing that somewhere where you're smacking yourself around energetically, maybe physically. Maybe you've been someone who used to cut themselves or hurt themselves or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Katie knows what I'm talking about. Right? So just be careful of that sort of thing, that you're not beating yourself up. Because if people are showing their true colors right now, just let them. At least you know, okay? If they're going to be like that, let them. You know then who and what is going on, right? Okay. I'm surprised my husband didn't jump in there and say something with that comment. But anyway, all right, so number 1. I'm going to give you 2 little cards as well because you didn't have it. So number 1, you have the labyrinth, the maze. Look at you. You're trying to get into the middle of that maze. You also have the 3 of Ariel. The 3 of Ariel. Do what you love. A time of great personal growth in your career. See, that backs up that Emperor card. And or artistic endeavors, working with others in a cooperative manner, yet you're still feeling, so all these wonderful things are happening, number 1, yet you're still feeling like you're lost and you're walking around in a daze, and you're trying to get to the center of the labyrinth here, the center of the maze, trying to figure it all out, trying to work it all out, and figure out all of the details, right, all the time. So for number one, it's like you're not really, what's the word? It's like your energy is drained out because you're overthinking, okay? So you're just going around and around and around. Usually that comes from people who are always trying to fix things, that feel responsible for things, which may be you. You may be responsible to make sure everything's okay. That's one of my big problems, is that I'm always responsible. I'm always the one that's got to be doing it, and I love looking after people. So that's a big thing too, right? So, the thing of the overthinking is going to drain you faster than anything else, because you're giving your energy vibration away too much. You're just focusing on everything and how you can fix it, and you're never going to get to the center of this labyrinth. You're never going to figure it out that way. So by bringing all of your energy back in, concentrating on bringing all of your energy back into yourself, concentrating on protection, and allowing the universe to help you by delegating stuff. Otherwise, you will continue to be feeling fatigued, confused, and drained, and trying to get all the answers, and nothing's going to feel like it comes to you, right? It feels like it's 1,000 miles away. All of the answers that you're looking for, it just doesn't come. The more you think about it, the further away it gets. All right? So understand where you're trying to control an outcome. Just be nice to yourself when you say, I am trying to control this outcome. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to have all the answers for everybody. I'm getting frustrated about that. Hang on a minute. Why do I have to figure out all the answers for? And then you're like annoyed because you're figuring out all the answers. And then it's like, but you wouldn't have it any other way anyway. That's what you gave to yourself. You gave yourself that label of fixing everything because that's what was placed on your shoulders. Oh, Becky will do it. Oh, she'll get it done. Oh, I'll just ask Becky. Becky will do it. Becky will come up with something. Becky will do it. And it's frustrating. But then you're like, but yeah, I will do it too, as well. So you do it yourself. I know. So trying to delegate with people, just allow the universe to do it, right? Like my kid, he'll be like, well, I want to pack all this stuff, but, you're overseeing it. It's like, well, yeah, because if you pack it like that, it's going to break when it gets to the person. So if you do it right, I'm not going to be over your shoulder, right? So you've got to, it's like you want that label of responsibility because you've probably always had it for a very, very long time. But at the same time, you're frustrated that you're the responsible one. Why can't you just be carefree? But you wouldn't be the one that, you wouldn't be happy with yourself if you weren't trying to figure something out for people. So ask for help in your part in that. So ask for help in, correct answers. So for example, when I'm doing readings for you guys, I'm not doing the readings. These messages are coming to you from the divine, right? Because everything's channeled. Otherwise, I personally would be drained out, right? So I've learned that much where, throughout my work, if I want to continue doing my work and being strong and being healthy, and I have to allow the messages to channel out. So that's what I do. Archangel Michael said, well, you're not doing the readings anyway. And I'm like, yeah, okay, great. All right. Then I don't have to worry whether I'm going to get it wrong or whether it's going to be the right. No, it's all going to be correct because it's coming from the divine. So if you're overthinking, if you're over pushing yourself because that's what you've always done, then don't expect people to help because they're never going to do a good enough job. You've got to allow the universe to support you and the way forward, to take the pressure off of you, to show you ways to make it easier on yourself, okay? because that's the missing ingredient as you move forward, number one. All right. And the last messages for number 2. Here we go. And if you want your own personal sort of message at the end, you can make a donation. I will answer your question. Okay. For 10 minutes, I'm going to do this at the end. All right. So for number 2, final message. 1 week. You've got 1 week. All this is coming. A gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration, and the chance to do something amazing. Okay. A sense of wonder. So you're moving into this new cycle in a week. So remember, when someone comes forward and they're all negative and they're all scared and they're all, whatever their news is or their badge is or whatever it is they're pushing, that you're standing strong and you're just doing your own thing anyway, right? And you also have the page of Michael, which has an owl on it, which is the same owl that's in your other picture. Look. And the page of Michael is about gossip. So it's making sense. But it also says a new exciting challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contracts or documents very thoroughly as well. So this comes in, this information, but you're already going into this new level anyway, right? So with the Ace of Wands and the page of Michael, so the energy is focused and, intent. Your intentions are focused on where you're going, what you're doing, etc. No worries, Grant. Owls are, so J-Rock's like owls are a power animal to them. They're full of wisdom, of course. That's exactly what we think of. All right. Some instances of owls have been negative. My husband will tell you about that as well. Like he's had a lot of other types of negative experience with owls. For me, I just believe they're beautiful because you really don't see many owls in Australia. At least I didn't anyway. You see plenty of redback spiders, but you don't, and, wolfies, which are like wolf spiders and, huntsmans and stuff. But you don't really see many owls, So to me, it's like, oh, wow. I used to have those, porcelain figurines when I was a little kid. I'm sure a lot of you had them as well. 70s, 80s kids. That's what we had. That's what our toys. Right? So gift is coming. So number 2, it's also encouraging you to get back into your creative stuff and, reset yourself a little bit, right? Reset your energy. Refocus on where you're going. Sort of set things emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever it is, into what you want to see, not what you don't want to see or what you're fearing or what other people are fearing. Just don't play that game. So don't put anything negative up on your walls, on your Facebook or whatever. Just don't try to be anything other than what you want to do, which is positive energy, right? So it's very, very connected. In this energy, it's very, very connected with nature as well. And that may be something that's just missing a little bit, especially right now, okay? Especially if you're in Australia, etc. You can't go anywhere without, But know that this is changing too, okay? If you watch the behavior of animals this whole time, they haven't been worried about a thing, right? Does that not tell you something? And now they're even more carefree than ever, right? If the animals were all hiding and if the animals were dying everywhere, okay, we may be at the apocalypse, there might be the end of the thing, but no, they're not worried about a thing. So we got to refocus on what we want to see here, what you want to see in your life and how you're going to go about it without feeling the need to get any approval anywhere. When you can stand on your own without anyone else's approval, life becomes very, very confident for you, very, very successful. They don't, it's like nothing can get to you. The secret to my own confidence and how I am and, getting past anxiety and all of those things I had throughout my life was deciding that I came first, that I mattered, without being egotistical, of course, but that I must push my own energy forward, that I must do what I really love to do, that I must not care about what anybody else thinks in the slightest. And I don't. The only reason things have to come up like this is because of the nonsense that's been going on, right? So we see the nonsense around us and we start thinking it's always going to be that way, right? And so I have to help you guys to get out of that fog. That's the only time I'm in that circle of energy. Every other time I'm just pushing what's next, what's next, what's next, what can I do, what can I bring, what can I teach? Next, next. Let's get up, 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 up. You don't have to deal with any of this crap, right? We're going to be so ascended. Well, with your grandmother saying, Tara, that, you just sit around with your webinars and crystals, you're developing your mind. You're developing your energy. You're developing your focus. Those are valuable things that perhaps others don't do. And so they're angry when you do, that you've figured out the secret of life. When you've figured out the secret to having the life that you've always wanted, with happiness, joy, no addictions, no stress, everything's easy, okay? Maybe make that your mantra. I always say that, it'll be easy. Get a big bill, it'll be easy. I get someone giving me a hard time, that'll be easy. I get, worried about, maybe a new car or something that we need because we have 3 dogs and they just don't fit in the car. It'll be easy. My children are in Australia and, don't know when I'm going to see them again, but it'll be easy, okay? Making it your own mantra. That's for everybody. You could see it and go down like this, oh God. Or you can see your life and start going, okay, that's taken care of. Why am I dealing with that? Why is this draining my energy over here? Why am I worried about what that person thinks? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going over here. I don't have to justify myself. And it keeps on going, right? And, telling yourself the manifestation's there. It'll be easy. You don't need to know how, because that'll just keep you in the problem every time. How am I going to get out of this? You're not going to get out of this. You are going to give it up and stop thinking about it, right? And these, I'm telling you, if you can start doing these and do it all the time, and don't go into baby steps where you're like, yeah, but this and yeah, but don't give in to all those yeah buts, okay? That your life is different and you're in a different situation. No, you're just telling yourself that. We're all in that position, okay, in one way or another. So we have to go, okay, I can do this. I am successful. The way forward is going to be easy. I'm not going to give away my energy so freely. I'm not going to try to figure everything out for everybody else. It's going to keep on stepping forward. And both number 1 and 2, your energy is about assessing yourself, that's for sure, and seeing, the things that you are repeating, the patterns that you repeat and why they might be there without judgment of it, just with love, right? And then if you start doing that, then that breaks a pattern that might have always been there. And it's one thing that you break, and then you break the next thing and the next thing with understanding of yourself and compassion like you would for anybody else, right? Because you're not going to be nasty on purpose to other people. You're going to be understanding and kind because that's who you are and that's why you're here. But you have to give that to you first too. Very, very hard to do. That's why people skip that step. All right, don't skip that step. And then you'll step through the next portal and you'll never allow yourself to lower. Yes, you'll still be working out stuff, but you're not lowering your energy to do that. You're seeing it through the eyes of compassion. So it's wonderful, okay? All right. So we also have 10 minutes now. I'm just going to give 10 minutes of readings, questions, answering questions. So if you make a donation, you're going to get your question answered first. But here we go. Just going to burn this sage a little bit because of all that talk. It's like, okay, we'll just get rid of all that old stuff now. All right. If nobody has any questions, that's fine as well. Let me know. But we're going to be back later on tonight. We're going to be back later on tonight, of course, with a nice, we're actually waiting for the courier to come with our next order so we can show you some of the new things that we have for the auction tonight. Yep. It's just at divinemiracles@gmail.com. Because otherwise I don't want to get out of this to try to find the actual PayPal me thing. But there are options in the actual chat as well. Yeah, you can. You can send donations in the chat, or you can just, do it later as well. It's like a huge cigar. Look at this thing. All right, Lisa. Perfect. Okay, Lisa Berry, do you have a question? So let's have a look at that. And I'm going to use my selenite ball. So wait a minute, let me write down your names first. So we have Lisa and we have Eliza. Thank you. Eliza and J-Rock. Okay, cool. All right, so Lisa first. A hummingbird came up to the window. This is a sign of joy, bringing joy into your life. So something wonderful is about to happen, definitely, Lisa. I also get this feeling from you about something about sugars. I know you didn't ask about that, but pancreas comes right up into my head. So I don't know what that means for you. I'm not delving into it too much, but I'm just wondering. But yeah, staring at you, there's joy, okay, to see the joy in your life as well. Okay, so let me just have a look real quick here. And canary as well. All right. So, yeah. All right, so pancreas as well. So the sugars, remember that you're sweet enough how you are, but just to be balancing that, there's something there. Okay, Eliza, do you have a question? I'm just going to rattle them off, okay? They may not be, I'm just going to get whatever I feel for you. So Eliza says, my boss just purchased a new dental practice and brought on an associate to our current practice. I'm wondering if your job is secure. Yes. The first answer I get is yes for the moment, but it wouldn't hurt to also have a look at other options. I'm not feeling like much is going to change. They need you there, okay? But at the same time, just make sure you've got other options available just in case, all right? So for Eliza, yeah, I think it will actually get quite busy. So I'm not really seeing too much of, you're going to be kicked out because there's something else coming in. Just hang in there, okay, for the time being anyway. All right, so J-Rock, did you have one as well? Elmer also has one. Thanks, Alva. So the next one was J-Rock. I'm just going by order right now. So if I can see yours, yeah. Feel like I'm teetering on a big change. Let me just close my eyes for a second for J-Rock. Yeah. Not only are you changing a job, but it's like you're going into a new location or thinking about it. I get west for you, J-Rock. And also there's someone new coming into your life as well. There's a female and a male coming into your life, J-Rock, that are sort of connected with moving or going into the next level, but it seems like you're going west. That's what I'm getting for you. It's like interesting. You are just about on the edge, and you're feeling the edge of the earth doing its thing as well. So you're on the edge of that energy as also. So go with your first feeling though. Okay, don't start stressing about all these decisions, because you will have more than one decision to make. So hopefully that's helpful, and I feel like this is like 2-3 weeks this is coming in. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay. So the next one was Leslie. If Leslie had a question or something, maybe not. Did Leslie just want? Hi, Sanoon. Did Leslie just want a? She wanted any information. So the feeling that I'm getting for anything. So the feeling that I'm getting for you, Leslie, is kind of like the energy of the star in tarot. It's like something is about to, or it has already sort of made itself known to you, where you've been focusing on some kind of goal. It seems like you've hit the mark, or you've hit the right thing in your life. It's like the end of a difficult situation for you. Something where you've figured something out and you started to make plans forward, and that is what's starting to occur, right? So it's also about believing in yourself as well. That's what the sort of star energy is about. This is for Leslie. And because of the things, because of the steps that you've made and the progress that you've made, you're going to start seeing things come into your reality now. So this is wonderful news. Don't lower yourself, of course, as we've been explaining. Okay, make sure that you are focusing on just where you want to be. You've hit the mark, some area of your life. You've got the right information and the right flow. Now go for it. Hi, G. Mason. Oh, you're kind. So hopefully that's helpful for you, Leslie. Hope you're okay, G. I can't wait to connect up with you and have our big talk as well. So let us know when you want to do that. Awesome. All right. So who was next was Canary. So Canary, if you have a question, that would be awesome. Just let me see where your question is, and I'll be stopping in the next 3 minutes. So you've sort of asked Canary about a move being the change and new experiences that you need. And it feels like, you asked and now you're received. So don't doubt the energy that's coming in for you. It also feels like there are a lot of extremes for you, Canary. So maybe, you've been spending a lot of money and then not, or doing extremes of exercising and then not, and that sort of thing as well, right? So, Sanoon, I'm just going to write your name down real quick. So don't be resistant to the change that's coming. Okay, so this is for Canary. It's sort of there in your life now. There are a lot of extremes, up and down, okay, but just keep focusing your way forward. I feel like someone is going to also be very generous to you as well and offer you something, perhaps money, okay? And this will be very, very, you're going to be really grateful for this and allow this to happen in your life. So hopefully that helps you, Canary. All right. So the next one after Canary was Elma. I think Elma just asked if there was any messages for her or... Sorry, Elma, can you just put your question up again? Hey, Sindra, thanks for coming in. All right, Sanoon, we'll get to you, but we're just going to do Elma first. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. I don't know where Elma's gone. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can go back. Excellent. I don't know where Elma went. Hang on a minute. There's Leslie Canary. Oh, Elma. So Elma asked, any messages for me from my angels or from my sister, Elenita? And I feel like there's two little messages. One is that there's an important letter that's arriving for you, or that you have just received a letter, and it's something that's just for you, Elma, in particular. And the other thing is that there's a big change in your life, and it's been an upheaval, what you've been through. And you need to know that your sister especially, and the angels that surround you, know how difficult this transition in your life has been. And they're extremely proud of you for doing it anyway. I don't know whether that means anything to you. It's like there are opportunities that have come because of a disaster, all right? And you've turned your whole life around, Elma. And the energies and, your angels, of course, are clapping, like applauding that you've done this, okay, that you've been able to do this. So there's information on its way. If you haven't got that letter already, there's information coming in that is going to be helpful to you as you move ahead, that the angels are behind you as you change your life, even though you've been through so much. So hopefully, Elma, if you are listening or you're still here or you come back later, there's your message as well. So Sanoon was next. Sanoon had a question next about meeting her soulmate. And the energy for you, Sanoon, I sort of get this feeling that there's someone close by as we speak. So there's someone close by. Just a second, I'm trying to keep everyone's name down. Thank you so much. But I don't think that they live, like when I say close by, that you're connected to them, but it seems like you might have an internet sort of connection, or they're from another country, perhaps. The biggest message that I'm getting for you, Sanoon, is don't rush, because this energy is going to be, when it's the right thing, it slowly sort of develops. So don't rush, okay, even if you think that you're, going to be left behind or something. Just make sure you're listening to your first instincts, okay? Don't get caught up in stuff. But it feels like something about the September, October energy, or that maybe you're already talking to someone now, but by September, October, there's something else that begins to develop. You must put yourself first as well. So don't give all of your energy away to everyone or get all excited and then run off and do something, and then, you know what I mean? Like you've pushed something too quickly. Really, really take your time as well. Okay, so next is Kay, and then I have Heather, and then I'm finishing them off for now, but I will do this again where I'll have like an hour. I'm just taking questions live, and you can give your little donations, which is fantastic. All right, Kay. Oh, Kay, Heather, and then Plum is the last one. All right. So, Kay, what's your question as well? Yeah, G. Mason, if he has a question, no worries. Okay. So let me know. So we have Kay first. And G, if he wants a question, no worries. But I don't see PM Barry. I don't see yours there, so I'm just going with my list. So Kay, did you put a question down? Let me look. Oh, Kay, okay. So we are on the fence, trying to get a loan for a pool. Should be something that we pursue right now? No, not right now. Everything's safe, like you are anchored where you are, and everything's safe, and there's a lot of good luck around you. But the pool thing, I'm just getting the hesitation as a no. I sort of feel like it's not the right timing right at this second, and just leave it for about 6 months or so. and then you'll start seeing things that are a lot different as well. So I know it's hot where you are and it's driving you crazy, etc. But don't invest in such a big thing right at this second as well, especially it's because of the water and all that sort of stuff. It's all going to start changing anyway. So in the next 6 months, I would say yes. Okay. I do feel like there's a lot of luck around you though, Kay. There's a lot of Irish energy around you, right? So I'm feeling that sort of connection, but you're going to stay where you are for a little while. But it's not about moving, and that's why. It's just don't throw money away right now, and just wait on the fence a little bit as well. So hopefully that makes sense for Kay. Now, Heather, I'm not sure. Lol. Yes, okay. Heather, all right. So I'm finding you. Oh, Heather, I can see you now. Hang on just a sec. All right. So, Heather, the sort of message that I'm getting for you is that you have to make some wishes. It's like you need to make some declarations for yourself. You need to start asking for things because it doesn't feel like you do. It doesn't feel like you ask spirit of things. You just probably don't expect them to come in. But it's also there's something loyal here. Like, have you got? I don't know if you have a new animal, but I'm seeing a little dog with you. Whether that's letting you know about, because dog symbolism is about friendship and loyalty and connections, but I'm seeing this little dog with you as well. But also that whatever wishes and things that you are looking for, whatever you're trying to declare, you have to sort of be very, very sure that you're going to receive those things. You're going to have to be, it's almost like there's something that needs to be said to you, Heather. It's like you have to be really clear on what it is that you want. Because if you're asking for something, but you're like, that won't happen, or this won't happen, or this will be too hard, or that'll be too hard, then you block it off before you started. So you're asked, there's something that you need to ask for and have the expectation that it's coming, because there's a lot of good luck around you. So, okay, so the loyalty, so sort of this energy of the dog, the loyalty, the friendship, there's your animals, but also that you're that sort of person as well. And I feel like there's an energy of you being a little bit too hard on yourself. So ask for what it is that you want with expectation that it's coming in also. All right, and final question. And if G wants something, you either say it or come and talk to me, send me an email, and I'll do you a reading, G. But G's just such a nice guy. So Plum, I wonder if Plum put a message up there. Did Plum put a message up here? Oh, any messages from angels or grandpa from Alicia? It feels like you must make bold choices. Alicia, this is for her. Okay, make bold choices. The energy of warmth is with you. I want to say that you need to be strong, okay, in a situation. And it feels like your physical fitness or something that you're focused on, the strength inside of your body and the confidence in your physical body. Like, it's like you have to keep doing that. Maybe you're interested in dance or just exercising or something, but if you're not, it's sort of encouraging you to do so. And also that there's a lot of ambition around you and choices that you're going to make, and a connection with another person with regards to business. Okay, so this is what's coming straight away, and that you're obviously supported, loved, and protected. There also may be someone that's visiting you from a distance as well. Something about the warmth or the sunshine, physical, the lungs, etc., having to, working on your physical body a little bit as well, right? Excellent. Okay, so see you guys later tonight, 6 p.m. If anyone wants a reading or anything more personal and these activations, attunements, ascension energies, channeling energies, etc., keep an eye out on my website as I develop this week. But you can get a reading at any time and a phone call. You can do phone calls with me. We can do Zoom calls, video readings, all that sort of stuff too, just in case you didn't know. And also you can get the Angels webinar, Angels and Attunements webinar, very cheap now. So you get the whole 5 days. You can go into a private Facebook group. You'll get the link to do that. And you just ask for ask to join and you get in there. And you'll be able to do those 5 days with the Angels, which is fantastic. And I will be live in that group as well to answer questions coming up also. So, just real quick for PM Barry, it looks like Metatron and it looks like creativity. This is something that also came up as well. So keep going. All right. Share. Thank you so much. Let's get that light energy out there. Thank you so much. And sending love and light to all of you. And see you guys tonight at 6 p.m. Tomorrow for patrons for Channeling Day. And I'm going to have Channeling Day on YouTube here for you guys as well at some point. All right. So be well, be strong, lots of love, many blessings, and bye for now. Thank you.